Hey yo, it's me, Alex from the Longest Cosplays. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys have a good day so far. This is it. This is the haul video for HeroesCon 2026. As I keep alluding, or as I kept alluding, I'm pretty damn excited to show you guys everything that I got. I would say this is perhaps the best haul that I've gotten ever. Maybe not ever. I don't want to say that now. I don't want to speak too soon. But this is definitely one of the best hauls that I've ever gotten. Not only did I get just a lot of great dollar books, 50-cent books, stuff that I needed to, complete some of my runs, or, fill in chunks of my runs, but I got some stuff that normally I wouldn't have sought after. As you saw in the overview video, I got some stuff that I'm really proud of. And I mean really, really proud of. But I'm going to talk about some of the smaller stuff first. As you can see, I have this journal here. This is, I write in this every now and again. Got a lot of stickers. I have even more on my PlayStation 5 from all the buddies that I hung out with. Johnny, Dave, still only 35 cents, Matt, Impressed, Up and Adam. He didn't give me a sticker. I don't think he even has stickers, but I still hung out with him, and he's cool, so I have to talk about him. Brian LCS, just everybody, that I hung out with pretty much gave me stickers, so that was cool. Got a lot of stickers. I got this cool little card, from John, JSS Brooklyn, the famous Blue Wrench on all the comic book collecting channels. It's like a Conan-esque thing. I think it's Conan. I'm not entirely sure what this is. But I know it's by some guy, Boris his name is Boris. I don't know how to Vallejo? Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Either way, it's a cool-ass card, regardless of what it is, but JSS Brooklyn, I got to chat with him for a little bit. He was awesome. Gave me this card. So that's really cool. Thank you for that, man. And where is it? And Adam, over at Up and Adam Comics, gave me yet another Green Lantern ring. This would be my fourth one. I'm like 2/5 of the way there from being able to recreate the cover to Green Lantern 49, drawn by Daryl Banks. At least I think he's wearing like 10 of them. Either way, I'm closer to being able to recreate that cover, so that's cool. I'll put that up here. This one, it looks the exact same as the one that goes with my power battery. This one, but this one is not as heavy. I can't like demonstrate that without But the one that Adam gave me, this one doesn't light up the battery, so this just has a cool matte finish. So that's awesome. But anyway, let's get into some of the books. I'm gonna show off the stuff that I got signed first because I think it's cooler. Well, it's not cooler, but all the stuff I prioritize getting signatures, as you all saw. So I will. And before I talk about these, just know I'm going in like alphabetical order and not by when I got it signed. I just prefer to do that because it makes it easier on me when I'm organizing all my stuff, so I do it alphabetically. Doesn't even matter when I got it signed, you just know that I got it signed this year. So, first up, Green Lantern Volume 3, Number 1, signed by Pat Broderick. This was the only one that I wanted to get signed by Pat Broderick. I have a bunch of others. Don't get me wrong, I have a bunch of others, but, this was like the main one that I really, really wanted to get signed because it's the number 1. So I figured I had to get that one signed. And I'll actually just do this so I can retain it. Green Lantern Volume 3, 63, signed by Daryl Banks. I was amazed that I didn't have this one signed yet. But I knew as soon as I saw it, I had to get it signed. Number 66, signed by Paul Pelletier. I got a bunch of books. I got a couple of books signed by Paul Pelletier. I was surprised I didn't have his signature before. But yeah. Number 75, signed by Daryl Banks. You can see it right there. The thing about him is he usually signs in green, so sometimes it's a little hard to see. Number 76, obviously homaging the famous Neil Adams cover, signed by Paul Pelletier. Love this book. That's a great little thing. This one I was especially surprised I didn't have signed. Number 78 by Darryl Banks. You can see it right down there. You can really tell here, it's kind of hard to see with all the green. But I was really surprised. I thought I already got this one signed, but I didn't. My cat's trying to get in the closet again. He knows. But that's not... Come on, buddy. Get out of there. He knows he's not allowed in there yet. He continuously tries. Green Lantern Volume 5, number 51. This is the Romita Jr. variant. Obviously had to get this signed by John Romita Jr. I think everybody else in that line... Because John Romita Jr., as you saw, was the first person I went to Friday morning. I had to get in that line before it got too long. Cat is still trying to get in my closet. Alrighty, sorry about that. There he goes, looking all cute and stuff. He knows he's not allowed in the closet. Anyway. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, I had to get in that line first thing Friday morning. Because I thought his line would be long. I was maybe like the 10th person in that line. Maybe there was a couple more people than that, but I was pretty damn close up there when I, got in that line, and they went by pretty fast. It was a pretty smooth line, and they had some, they have really cool stuff up there at the Romita Jr. booth. They had, cups and UV prints or something. I'd never seen anything like that. So that was really cool. I wish I thought to buy some of those, but like I said, everyone in that line had Spider-Man books. I think I might have been the only person, or one of the only people, to actually get some DC stuff signed by him. So that's really funny. So I got this new 52 number 51 signed by Romita Jr. Got a bunch of Cullen Bunn signatures. So we got Sinestro number 1. My favorite villain of all time. Got Sinestro number 2, signed by Cullen Bunn. Got number 4, signed by Cullen Bunn. I cherry-picked a few of these because I like the covers a lot, and I like the covers, or some of the covers more than others. I will definitely try to get the entire run signed once I complete the entire run. So, that's number 4. Number 5, I just really like this cover. You get the parallax. Number 22, A cover, signed by Cullen Bunn. Had to get this one signed. And then, number 22, Romita Jr. variant, double signed by John Romita Jr. and Cullen Bunn. Once I decided, this book was a last-minute decision to get signed by Romita Jr. I wasn't originally going to bring this book because I only thought I was getting one Romita Jr. signature. And then when I decided, to cave in and get another one, I knew this was going to be it. This had to be the book that I got signed. And then once I remembered, oh yeah, that's right, I can get this one signed by Cullen Bunn, I did that. So on the same day, I got this signed by Romita Jr. and Cullen Bunn. So that was really, really cool. Got my Superman 123 here. I got the Joe Rubinstein signature on that. Got it signed by Dan Jurgens last year. The Ron Fred signature was already there, so Joe Rubinstein. Apparently the colorist was also there, and I just didn't know. So if he comes next year, I will have to get this, signed by the colorist. I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I'll put it in editing. My 126, signed across Superman's chest by Joe Rubinstein. Yeah, this was the first Dan Jurgens signature I got. So I kind of wanted to follow suit with Joe Rubinstein. I would like to get this signed by Ron Frenz at some point. I did walk up to Ron Frenz. He had limited signings, but I walked up to him, and he just I was dressed as Spider-Man. He just immediately said no, and I was like, what a terrible way to introduce, what a terrible way to, get a first impression on somebody. I'm sure he's actually a nice dude. That just put me off a little bit. It was jarring. Amazing Spider-Man, number 358. Had to get this one signed by Mark Bagley. I did get these all personalized. I usually don't, I'm not all in for personalized signatures, but he does free personalized signatures to prevent people from selling them, so had to get a few of those. Number 355. I had these in the wrong order. That's fine. 355. Either way, I got it signed. By Mark Bagley. And then the one that I really, really wanted to get signed by Bagley. Number 365. First 2099. You can fight me on that one. Got that signed by Mark Bagley. To Alex. It's cool. And then the last signature I got, really the one that I've been wanting to do for a couple of years now, just had never gotten the chance to. I got this 2099 number 1 signed by Tom DeFalco. Actually, I just lied. That this is not the last signature I got. You will see that later, when we get there. But had to get that one signed. I've been wanting to get that one signed for probably 3-ish years now. Probably 2-3 years. I just had trouble finding him for so long. Oh, because sometimes at Heroes Con, the booths aren't clear. Like, some of them don't have like the names plastered up high where you can see them. So you have to look down, which most people aren't doing. At least I don't usually look down. So it's on me a little bit, but it was a little hard trying to find the poor guy. I had to get someone to take me there, so that was cool. My cat wants me to skip ahead because the really cool books are in front of me on my desk. But let's get into the overall haul stuff, right? Now, that's a mix of gifted books and books that I bought. I will elaborate on, if it was a gifted book, I will elaborate on that. If it wasn't, then, So, just completing some Action Comics stuff. Got Action Comics. I didn't even write the number on this one. It's 685. I didn't even write the number. I just wrote number January 1993. I was tired when I was logging these, but this is number 685. I will actually set this aside so I can remember to log that later. Did I do the same thing? I did not. 694 Action Comics. I just really like this cover, so that's why I got that. It's in the front. I'll remember. I'll remember to do that. And we got number 715. This one was also just a really cool cover. A lot of the Action Comics stuff, a lot of the Superman-related stuff, I just pick up in bulk, because I really like this era. Number 728. I keep realizing I'm like putting these in the center where the glare is really obvious. So 728. He's been doing that a lot more lately. Like, a lot. He'll come up on my chair, just to go over here, but I have stuff in front of my window, so I don't want him there. 730. Let me make sure to... There you go, 730. Oh my god, this takes a while. 731. Number 731. There you go. 732. Again, just a lot of really cool miscellaneous stuff. I think I already showed this off in the overview video, but Adam gave me this Adventures of Superman Book of L number 1 signed by Philip Kennedy Johnson. That was really cool. Now for one of the bigger books in here. And this is kind of a precursor to something. Got this Green Lantern, number 9. This is the second appearance / the first cover appearance of Sinestro, my favorite villain of all time. I think this is going to be a placeholder copy. I'm happy with the purchase, don't get me wrong, I'm really happy with the purchase. Again, The cat, you know what? He could just be there. He can be there. I can move all this stuff. I just gotta make sure to get it in frame. Anyway, one way or another, he was gonna get over there. I did not pay $120 for this. I got it discounted. But it's a relatively good condition. However, some of these staples are like they're like far in here, so a couple of the pages are loose, which is fine. I cracked it open once, so the fact that I even have this book means a lot to me. So I'm not too concerned about, but that's a book to upgrade in the future. Couple of gifted ones. This is from Johnny's Comic Stuff. He gave me this number 18, one of my favorite Silverite Sinestro covers. This is, in fact, an upgrade of one that I already have. But this number 33 comes courtesy of Doug, the comic collector coach. Hung out with him a lot over the weekend. Picked him up from the airport, took him to his hotel. We sat down and hung out for a little bit. And then he had this for me, and I was like, wow. Okay, thanks. He was like, is this one that you already have? And I was like, no, I don't already have this one. Come to find out when I got home, either A, I logged it without thinking, or B, I do already I haven't checked. I'm pretty sure I don't actually have a copy of this already. Even if I do, this looks amazing. Like, definitely higher grade than what I already have, if I even already have this book. So, one way or another, this is an awesome one. So thank you, Coach. You can never have a show without Coach. Another gift from Johnny. This is number 45. Here you go. Number 45. Again, upgrade of the current copy that I have. I think this was one that I didn't already have. This is number 82. Yet another gift from Johnny. He had a lot for me. Love that guy. First appearance of the Witch Queen Mall Sinestro. So that's really cool. Part of the Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil era. Yeah, no, this is one that I did not have, so thank you. And then you got number 153. This was a back issue that I needed. I got this for $1. Newsstand edition 2. Volume 3, number 158. This is whittling down my volume 3s. I'm relatively close to finishing this run. I have like probably 30 or 40 something more issues. I don't know. I'm really close to finishing it. Green Lanterns, number 4. I picked up quite a bit of Green Lanterns with Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz. I'm like a dozen or so issues close to finishing this run, so I'm really excited about that. Got number 5 right here. I really like this run. When I first got into Green Lantern, I really wasn't too big on Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz, but after reading this run, I fell in love with these characters. This is number 20. Number 22. I really should have had these like on my desk ready to go, but yeah. Number 30. There you go. Number 30. Surprised that I didn't already have this cover. Yeah, number 30. Number 31. Then this is the last of the Green Lanterns that I have. I think I showed this off in the overview, but Eric J. Himbo gave me this 80-page giant number 3. This was one that I needed. Now I just need number 2, and then I can check off that. It's not like the highest priority of mine, but it's really cool to have that. Got some Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns, and the Green Lantern Corps series. I'll just pick these out in a bunch. Got Hal Jordan number 10. Got number 11 with Jon Stewart on the cover. That's cool. Number 26. Really like this one. And then we got number 27. And then probably one of my favorite stories number 28. This is where Hal's trying to catch up with Light Ray, and he's not sure. Everything's going to shit. Everything's going bad, and then his dad manifests behind him and kind of helps him like concentrate and feel better about the situation. And it's just a really, really heartfelt story, especially for you Hal Jordan fans like me, who know that his dad is like a big part of his life, and he died at a young age. So, or his dad died when Hal was young. So it's a really, really good story. It's one of my favorites of all time. Picked up some Ion as well, which I don't have very many issues. I think these are some of the few that I do have. But Ion number 6. Ion number 8. And this is when Kyle Rayner was Ion. Number 9. At least I think it was when Kyle. It's either Sodom Yacht or Kyle Rayner. I'm not too sure. I will correct myself in editing, but this is number 9. And then this is number 11. I think it is Sodom Yacht based on this costume. I think it is Sodom Yacht. I am a fake fan, apparently. I'm so sorry. Either way, it's a Green Lantern adjacent book, so I have to have it. So, number 11. I got Justice League Europe number 40. I have not read much of Justice League Europe. Hal Jordan is on the cover. I do intend to read Justice League Europe at some point. And then one of my not bigger purchases, but one of my prouder purchases that I've made. In the overview that you saw that I went to the Heroes Aren't Hard to Find booth, which is my LCS. I checked out their Green Lantern 26. I decided there's a reason why it's so cheap. I decided to pass on it, but instead I got Masters of the Universe number 2 by DC. This came out in January 1983, just a few months, I think, before the cartoon came out. So that's really cool. I have the Star Comics number 1, now the DC number 2. And I want to finish off both of those runs. So, Masters of the Universe number 2 by DC. I was really proud of that one. And I got Sinestro Annual number 1, the only annual in this run. So that was really nice to knock off that one off the list. Then, diving in a little bit more, Superboy number 0. I really like collecting these 0 issues. And this is a part of the, I'm pretty sure this is also a part of the 0 Hour storyline, which I really like. I also just haven't read much 90s Superboy, so I've been kind of picking up pieces here and there, so I can read it later on. Supergirl, Volume 5, number 24. I just really like this cover. I thought this was really cool. Ghosts of Krypton. And then Superman Volume 1, number 370. I think I only have 2 Superman books from Volume 1. It's this one and a facsimile reprint, or just a reprint of number 1 that came out sometime ago, I think during 2025 or something like that. But really interesting that I only have 2 from Volume 1. I don't usually seek out Volume 1, so but I saw this cover and I was like, it's a dollar book, I may as well pick it up. Some early Superman. Now heading over to Volume 2, number 51, just knocking out some of the Volume 2s that I need. Number 74, got the Justice League on the cover. You got Guy Gardner as Warrior at this point, which we don't talk about Warrior. Number 76, obviously Death of Superman happened at this point. Number 86, I just really, really like this cover. Really like this cover. Got 86. Got number 95. This one was also a very interesting cover. Dead Again. I am only now noticing that there is some little damage there. But this is for $1, and I could easily upgrade this later. So, I'm not too pressed about it. I only just now noticed that as I held it up to the camera. This is Volume 3, number 673. Got some Insect Queen. To be completely honest, I didn't know she appeared outside of the, Silver Age. So, that's really interesting. Check out my, Superboy, 124, I think, yeah, Superboy 124, cover, where I read 2 stories of Superboy 124, and the Insect Queen shows up in it. That was really weird. Number 700. I was surprised to find this in the dollar bin, considering this is like a very popular Superman cover by Gary Frank. But it was $1, so I got it. And I love Gary Frank's Superman, so had to get it. Got a couple issues of the New 52 run. Got issue number 32. I do own a blank cover for this, which I intend to draw on for a stream at some point. 32, John Romita Jr. I have read all of New 52 Superman, and it's an interesting storyline. Number 35. And then I got number 37. This would be volume 4. Number 37. Picked up a few of those. I picked up just a couple of the Rebirth Superman. This would be volume 5, number 14. I just really like all of these Supermen on the cover. You got your standard Rebirth Superman at this time. You got the Red Sun. I'm assuming there's a lot of Superman, but you also get like Bizarro. You got Sunshine Superman, Sunspot Superman, way back here. There's a ton of Superman, even Superwoman, so that's cool. You got number 14, and then number 20. Got that classic Patrick Gleason Superman. If you haven't read Peter J. Tomasi's run on Superman, what are you doing? It is one of the best Superman runs, in my opinion. I read it, like, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I think, at this point. And it, like, cemented why I love Superman so much outside of the movies. So that was fun. Adam, over at Up and Adam Comics, gave me, this is my 3rd copy of Superman Red and Blue, the 3D variant. First Red, or Superman Red, Electric Superman Red. This is my 3rd copy. I have 2 other copies. One that I intended to get signed by Dan Jurgens, but he wasn't at Heroes Con. And then one that would have been my reader's copy. But now that I have this, which also came with a, John Stewart Green Lantern card that I'm pretty sure he just dropped in there. So that's really cool. I think now I might use this one to get signed. Because, you know, having a gifted book get signed is awesome. Subtle foreshadowing. Next up, we got some Superman the Man of Steel's. I got a lot of Superman the Man of Steel books. So I'll just take out this whole chunk, like, look at that nice stack there. You got number 22, First Steel, John Henry Irons. So that's cool that I have that. A big Steel fan. Number 23. I have seen the Steel movie, if you're wondering. It is not great. Well, objectively, not a good movie, but boy, is it fun to laugh at. Number 27. Number 29. I really like this cover. It gives off Jack Kirby vibes. I'm not sure who drew the cover. Not sure exactly who drew the cover, but it gives me a lot of Jack Kirby vibes, and I really like that. Number 35. 35. Number 39. I just really like the way this cover looked. I'm not gonna lie to you. Number 39. I like Superman in silhouette, where you can only really see like the highlights and the red and the yellow. Awesome. Number 40. I'm I'm whittling down my Man of Steel run. Number 42. This one also is just really cool, and also I feel like this would be a Jack Kirby cover at some point. Number 44. This one I just thought was really funny. And then, last but certainly not least, number 120. Got that. I'm pretty sure Ed McGuinness was on the book at this time. Or no. It's a very Ed McGuinness style Superman, but Ringo Marzan, I think, did this cover. I'll correct myself. So that's the last of the DC stuff. It's really cool, and I really like picking up all these dollar book Superman dollar books. I really love picking them up. Kinda, I did try, before we get into the Marvel stuff, I did try to get some Moon Knight back issues and some Fantastic Four back issues. I got a few Fantastic Fours, not many Moon Knights. None at all, actually. Granted, at the few dollar, book bins that I did, properly sit at for a while, I didn't find too many that I was particularly interested in. And there was one booth that had, modern day Moon Knight books for, $10 a piece, and I was like, alright, I'm not paying $10 for that, so kind of just left it alone. I was fine not getting any Moon Knight back issues. I can always find them somewhere else. I have a couple local shows coming up within the next few months, so it's not going to kill me. So let's start out with the Marvel stuff. And actually, I want to show off this first. This is Secret Wars 2, number 39, Marvel UK. 39 and 40 are in here. There are 2 books. You can't tell. There are 2 books in here, instead of just one. And I will be sure to be a little more careful getting these ones out. But you got number 39, and you can see number 40 is tucked in there. It's Malice. This was the last thing that Adam gave me before he left. Before him and Johnny left the show on Sunday. Because I told Adam that, I am looking for the first appearance of Malice, because she's awesome. I have her second appearance, I believe. I have her second appearance, but I don't have her first appearance. But he saw that I wanted the first appearance of Malice, which is in, Fantastic Four. It's in a Fantastic Four book. I don't remember which number it is off the top of my head. I'll correct myself. But he saw these Secret Wars 2 books. It was like, hey, these have Malice on the cover. Let's give it to Alex, and I do love this stuff. Paul, Mr. McGroovy, he did a short little series just talking about Marvel UK publications. So I would check those out on his channel. It's really, really interesting to see what was going on across the pond. So check that video out, or those videos out. But now let's get into the Marvel books that I did buy. This is ASM 67. One of my buddies was actually preparing to sell this book, and I decided, let me make an offer to help him pay his rent. So gave him an offer, he accepted, I got the book. So this is ASM 67. Those of you who know, I'm not a big Spider-Man collector, but I like picking him up when I can. Yeah. Got some Conan the Barbarian back issues that I needed. Got a few of them. This is number 66. Number 67. Number 69. Nice. Number 69. I love all these Bronze Age Conan's. They're probably some of my favorite Bronze Age books, honestly. Number 71. And then last but not least on these, number 72. Not too many, but ones that I'm really, really proud of are all of the Fantastic Four related ones. And I say related, and you'll see why in a second. But we got annual number 17. I was kind of surprised I didn't already have this one, but annual number 17. Number 304. And then number 309. So this is really cool to have. And now you can see, whoa, what happened to Fantastic Four? Why is it now FF? Well, I bought what I thought were 5 issues of FF. Sure enough, I got 10. And you're never gonna believe what numbers. Number 1, iconic appearance of Spider-Man's Future Foundation costume. Not the first appearance, I don't think, but just an iconic appearance of the Future Foundation costume. Right there. So that's number 1. Number 2, with Dr. Doom on the cover. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. With all of them on the cover right there, that's awesome. Number 6, with Black Bolt. I do have the first Black Bolt, which is really cool. So that's number 6. Number 7, with Black Bolt, again, being a badass. Number 8. Number 9. Or, yeah, and then, yeah, just number 9. So, yeah, that was awesome. I did get number 10, but that's a duplicate. I already have number 10, so I already know who it's going to, but essentially I got 10 issues of FF for like $5 unintentionally. So that was awesome. Then next up we got I didn't even realize I accidentally pulled this one, but Iron Man 212. This was knocking out one of the Silver Centurion Iron Man books that I needed. First Ironmonger, Yergos Krellis, or something like that. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce anything. But 25th anniversary border. Probably, I think this is one of the first ones that I have now. So that's cool. I don't intend on getting all of these border ones, because that's going to be a pain in my ass. But I have one now. And then I got number 232, thanks to Adam. This is a newsstand one, too. Again, knocking off some of the Silver Centurion era. I probably need like a dozen or so more, maybe like 20-something more to finish the run. Which is 200 through 232, and there's a few annuals in there. It's my favorite Iron Man armor, so gotta have it. And then I just pull out these because there's not very many left. Marvel Knights Spider-Man #1. I am reading this book later this year, or this run later this year, so I figured to pick up #1 so I can have it in my hands. Peter Parker's Spider-Man #30. I just really like this cover, and it was only 50 cents, so why not? Spider-Man 2099 #17. I've been working on my Spider-Man 2099 run for quite some time now, so when I saw this, I was like, alright, yeah, I can pick it up. It was only $1, right? There we go. Web of Spider-Man #1. Gift from Up and Adam. Got this one signed by Charles Vess. This was the last signature that I got at Heroes Con. So that was awesome. Adam, you did not have to give this to me, but I really, really appreciate it. Newsstand edition too, just in case you were curious. One of the most famous black suit covers too. And then this one's really funny. There seems to be this like running gag in this community where a lot of people just love this cool character. His name is the Ferret. I have never read or really heard of this character up until very recently. Still haven't read these books yet. I haven't taken them out of the bags. But this is the Ferret, Volume 1, Number 1. Very, very interesting cover there. The Ferret doesn't care. He doesn't have to. And the lack of a, corner box there is gonna drive me nuts, but I think that is intentional. And then, Volume 2, Number 1. This one is really cool, because the book is in the shape of the face, which I've never seen done before. Like, I almost don't want to open this up, but my curiosity is gonna kill me if I don't. These are Malibu books, obviously. So, yeah, Volume 2, Number 1. That's awesome. Those are all the single issues that I got in Raw. Ooh, tricked you there. Tricked you there. I did get some slabs. Those of you who know me know I don't normally pick up slabs, and you can actually kind of see them right here, thanks to the cat. But I don't normally pick up slabs unless I really, really want to, or if they're at a really good price. This one was in the really good price category, and I'm gonna kind of slowly reveal this from the back to the front. There you go. This is Amazing Spider-Man, number 245. A very iconic Hobgoblin cover. This is not the Hobgoblin. This is just a Hobgoblin. I think his name is like Andrew or something. One of the fake outs that they did. And I hate that whoever had this put the goddamn sticker on the thing, on the actual case. I hate when they do that, because I don't want this price tag to be on here. But I got it for $35. It was originally listed at $40. And I figured that's a pretty alright price for a slab. I think it costs more depending on the time frame. So I think this is like right at where CGC, or like right at the price it would cost to send this in to CGC. But it's at a 9.0. I'm not sure if I overpaid for this. I didn't really check my price charting on this one. It's a cheap slab. I mean, one way or another, I was pretty happy with that. So we did that. And before I reveal the last book, I am going to put all my books back so I can set this slab down in a better place. And then the last one that I got, you can kind of see it in there. This is a book that I have been hunting for 3 years now, probably over that. Never been able to find a good price for it. Every time that I see it, it was always just a little bit too high. And for this specific book, I wanted to pay. I already had numbers written down. I already had a price written for it. And I actually had several prices, from 2.0 all the way to 4.0, which was the highest I was willing to pay for it. Sorry, my nose is very itchy right now. I don't know why. So I had all these prices written down. And then Friday, Johnny comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, I found this book for you. This vendor who has one for you know, a certain price." And I was like, "Yeah, where is he?" He was like, he pointed me in the direction. I just wasn't able to find it because I'm kind of stupid sometimes. But Saturday, Johnny walks up to me again. He's like, "Hey, man, do you want me to just take you over there?" And I was like, yeah, sure, you can do that. So we walk up to the vendor, and you know, I asked to see the book, and he has it for $400. I was like, okay. I looked at my lists, and I was like, 400 is already right where this book should be at the grade that it's at. So I was already very happy about that. And I looked at it. And I was like, hey, can I make an offer? How much would you do for cash? And he was like, $375. Any lower than that, and I'd have to get someone over here. And me being the person who doesn't like to have to bring other people over just to do stuff, I looked at my list again. I saw that 375 was lower, even lower than what I was willing to pay in the first place. And I was like, sure, let's do it. So, I'm gonna do this. This is Green Lantern, number 7, the first appearance of Sinestro. Obviously, I've said it before, Sinestro is my favorite villain of all time. So, to have this grail means everything to me. And I would not have been able to do it without Johnny over at Johnny's Comic Stuff. Could I have gotten this for lower, possibly $340? Yes, I could have possibly done that. But, again, the price was already... Don't lick my slabs, kitty. Don't do that. The price was already good. And I had to seize the opportunity as soon as I saw it. I had to take it, you know. So a 4.0 would have cost me roughly $486. A 3.0, $390. My lists are a little bit lower, but this book keeps going up because of the Lantern show. Either way, I still saved money on the deal. I'm pretty happy about that. Graded at a 3.5. This is my grail piece right here. And to have been able to get it so soon in my life, or I guess so relatively soon in my life, is insane to me. Like, genuinely insane. Like, throughout all of Saturday, I just kind of had this, and I was like, I don't even know what to do now. like I have my grail right here. Like, what do I do after this? Because I always said, you know, being a naive kid, I was always saying, like, you know, if I get Green Lantern number 7, I can just stop collecting Green Lantern. I don't need to do it anymore. Obviously, that's not true. I still want to do a lot of, you know, Lantern collecting, but naturally the next step after this is number 1, which is, and I probably shouldn't speak too soon because I have this in my hands, but will probably take me another couple of years, and quite a bit of saving. So, number 1 is naturally next. I would like to get number 16, the first Star Sapphire, at some point. And then finish out Silver Age Green Lantern. I only have... Actually, I have not as many as I thought, but... You know. But either way, this is my grail piece. It'll be proudly displayed on my shelf, or whenever I finally get a comic wall going back there, this will be on there. But this was perhaps the greatest purchase I had ever made in my life. But to end it out, HeroesCon 2026 was an absolute blast of a convention. I am so honored to have gotten, you know, the privilege to meet everybody. Again, Johnny, thank you so much for helping me find this. I could not have done it without you. Everybody go subscribe to his channel. Go subscribe to everybody. You've seen it in the overview video. Go subscribe to all their channels. You'll see it in this one. Subscribe to all their channels. Seriously, everybody in this community is so goddamn good. They're all great people. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.